When you start Stalker 2, you'll have access to the Lesser Zone, which is this region of the map. And in this video, I'm going to show you the best weapons and armor you can get right at the start of the game, including a scope sniper rifle with the highest damage in the game, lots of weapon attachments like the extended magazine and silencer, lots of 100% durability weapons that are hidden in the environment, some secret artifacts to boost your character's stats, a hidden gas mask and armor set, and some great spots to stock up on supplies and ammunition. And at the end of the video, I'll be showing you how to get a unique Stalker weapon. But please watch closely because you can actually miss the weapon entirely, along with getting both rewards. Obviously though, if you watched yesterday's video linked below, you'll already have an armor set and assault rifle with a scope. But starting out, we're going to be picking up an extended magazine for it. So this next stash includes a really good upgrade for your weapon. It's in the Lesser Zone and it's located just over here on the map southeast from Zalicia village. You can see if I zoom in, there's a military compound, and just on the north of the compound is a plain looking stash. Now if you come just to the north of the compound fence, you'll see that's the compound above, and then below there's a secret entrance into the bunker. But there is a lot of acid on the floor. Now you can just about walk around this. You might need to set off these other ones with your bolt so they don't kill you. And then just walk around the edge of them, run past this one, and come around the edge of this one just here. And then if you crouch and you walk around the edge of this one, you can get around here where you'll find a Stalker stash at the back here. And inside this stash, you'll find the high capacity AKM-74 magazine. Now this extended magazine can hold 45 rounds compared to the 30 of the base weapon. And as you can see, I'm using it on the AKM-74S with the scope, which I showed you how to get in yesterday's video. And by the way, if you're wondering, this area here will have a key code that you can enter to unlock it, but you can actually come out here when you do the main quest. So I would just not bother with that. Next, we can find the location of an anomaly, which is actually very easy to get. So from Zalicia, once again, we're going to head all the way down this path to the east here until we reach the eastern checkpoint. However, we're not going to go into the checkpoint. There's loads of enemies there, and there's not really much ammo unless you want to kill the enemies and take their guns. So instead, we're going to come to the very south corner of the checkpoint, right where I'm standing, just here. And there's specifically kind of like a little gap in the fence over here. So you can see that's the wall there. And you can see the building just over the wall in the distance there. So if we actually come up to the corner where you can sneak into the encampment, there is a body. And inside this body, you're going to find a gravity artifact, which is worth 7,500 coupons. And it boosts your carrying capacity, but makes you a bit weaker to radiation. You can, of course, also sell it for money. This next weapon location is directly south from Zalicia base, just here on the map. If you actually go all the way down this road until you get to this wall here, you'll see there's another road coming out of this compound and an area that basically goes underneath the wall, kind of an underpass. And this is exactly where we want to go on the map. You can see the wall over there, and right in front is an underpass. Now there is actually a Stalker stash here, you can see painted on the side of the wall. And inside, if we turn on our flashlight...
You! Back off! That's my loot. I was here first.
We can see there is a Stalker who wants this loot for himself. Hey buddy, catch this. Get wrecked, son. Okay, so he's dead. He will only actually engage you if you come really close to him. You can probably just headshot him from a distance. And he has the Viper 5. So let's go ahead and pick that up. And then just in this car right here, there's actually a Stalker stash that he was looting. And that has the AKM-74U at 100% durability, along with some other stuff which we can loot. So now if we proceed out of this bypass to the other side, right in the distance there, you'll see this kind of building that looks like it's floating. So just south of the underpass here, we can see there's 1, 2, 3 buildings, and each one of these has a secret loot stash. This location is known as the levitating silo. One of them has a unique weapon as well. So let's go ahead and head over to this brick building here first. So we're literally just going to follow down the road till we get there. So just down the road here, you can see this is that brick building. It's got the Stalker stash symbol there. And we can actually go inside. And right here on the floor, there's actually a PDA. And that's going to tell you the location of a secret stash. So now if we head out of this brick building, you can see this building on stilts in the distance. But there is a mutant just there underneath it. Now don't worry about him right now. We can just run over to this ladder here. and climb up it, and then he won't be able to get us. Now, once you've climbed up the ladder, if you just come on inside this area and around this old farm machinery, you will find a box you can break. Sometimes has loot in, but more specifically, the actual Stalker stash is just here. But that note we picked up earlier mentioned that there's actually a secret stash, and you can see there's a box hidden up there with some much better loot in. So to actually get this, we need to come over here back to the staircase we climbed. And we need to carefully jump on the side here. Now, you might want to save the game before you do this. And then you can jump on side here and you can climb up. And then if we actually come round, you can get to this Stalker stash. And there's also a TOS-34, a fully repaired gun with some buckshots as well. You can see it's 100% durability hunting rifles. Let's go ahead and equip that. Now, this weapon is the best thing early game for killing mutants. It's basically a double-barreled hunting rifle with a much better range than a shotgun, and it just has fantastic damage as well, which is great for killing mutants without wasting tons of ammo because it uses the standard 12-gauge cartridges. Cool embellished stock. But now let's search this loot, and then we can use this rifle on the mutant below us. We have even more buckshots, ammunition, and stuff here, so let's grab all that good stuff. And then we're going to take out this mutant below us. You can see him running around there. This weapon does great damage to these creatures, so highly recommend using it on them whenever you see them. And he is down. There we go. So now we can take the ladder back down the stairs here. We carefully hop off. You will break your legs from this height, so do be careful. And you can actually slide down ladders if you didn't know by holding down shift. It only works on the ladders which have, you know, like direct rungs. And then just behind that building, we have our next one, which is just over here. And this has another secret Stalker stash. You can actually see it hanging from the top there. So we can actually climb up this brick wall. Honestly, Stalker 2 doesn't feel like a game where you should be parkouring, but yet it has so many parkour puzzles. So if we go across this little beam here and then look on the right, you can see this is the Stalker stash. We got some more ammunition and stuff in there. So we've now explored all three of these buildings. Now the next location is heading even further south, right to the border again. If you actually go all the way south from the levitating silo, you'll get to this location, the Perimeter Decontamination Center. And this place is actually abandoned. And when you get here, there'll be a bunch of mutant dogs, which are already killed to make the video faster. And you can loot this guy on the floor. And if you actually climb up this tower, you can shoot the dogs below you. And there's a med kit up there too. But now, if we actually head over here, there's kind of like a parkour puzzle and tons of ammo in this building. You can also loot this dead Stalker as well for even more ammunition on the floor there. Then head upstairs, and this is where the real treasure is. There's actually tons of 9mm ammo in all of these cases because it used to be a military outpost. Absolutely loads of buckshots there. And we can actually climb up here, and the dogs won't be able to get you up here, so you can kind of shoot them pretty safely. But if we just finish this little parkour puzzle here, we can get to the Stalker stash, which has even more 9mm ammo and food in there. So next we're going to jump off here, and then we're going to run over to this little building here. The other building isn't actually accessible. And inside here on the right, there's even more buckshots. And just over here, you'll find some medkits and beer to help with the radiation. Now, if you're up for a fight, next door is another location just over here. And in this building specifically, you can actually get a 100% repaired assault rifle. Come along this perimeter wall on the map and then go into the entrance and then sneak along the edge of the wall in the darkness until you get into this door here. Then you can head upstairs, and on the first floor is where you'll find the assault rifle. Now, there is only one way into the compound, and it is actually possible to sneak in, though it is very, very difficult. There's an observation tower at the entrance, and if you wait until the guards change patrol, you can actually sneak in through the entrance, and then the other guards will be at the main border. So if you sneak around the inside of of the perimeter fence and make your way to the building that I showed you on the map earlier, you can actually then open the door. Now, once you open the door, you actually have to physically push it open. Otherwise, it doesn't just open on its own. But once you're in this building, there are actually troops inside. You will find a workbench that has the AR-416 assault rifle. It also has a ton of upgrade options, and it's just a very good weapon. But actually getting out of the compound is very difficult. You can run up one of the guard towers and then smash the window and jump over the fence just here, and then run for your life. Now, just to the northeast of S.T.A.L.K.E.R, over here on the map, you're going to find another Stalker stash just near the radiation hazard sign storage place. Now, there's a bunch of bandits in this place, and the northern building has the biggest reserves of vodka in probably any location in the entire zone. You can see I picked up 13 bottles there from that building just there, but you can actually sneak in here around the back as long as you're careful of these anomalies here. There's a ladder just here that if we climb up will take us to the Stalker's stash. But do take care, because there's a bunch of bandits in that balcony watching this exact spot. But right here, you're going to get the Auora gas mask and obviously the Stalker stash itself. Now, the Auora gas mask is worth 12,300. It has better thermal and electric protection, with the trade-off that the physical protection is going to be a lot worse. But obviously, you can upgrade this. Now, next, from this location, if you go to the east, just here on the map, and you'll find an NPC here who wants you to help rescue his brother's body, and also we'll help him out. All right. So we're going to need a screw to actually do this little side quest, and we can throw it over here to get rid of the anomalies. But you can see his brother is literally directly in front of him. You have to hold down F to pick him up. Do not search him and accidentally loot him, otherwise you will forego your reward. So we're just going to go and grab him, and then we're going to start walking around the anomalies here. Don't worry about throwing a bolt into them. You can't walk through them fast enough, otherwise they'll still hit you. And then we can just drop his body right in front of him like this.
How about a toast to my bro?
Yeah, we have lots of vodka, so let's go ahead and drink.
Here you go. May he rest in peace.
And there we go. We've made a friend out in the zone. We've got 850 coupons. And I don't recommend robbing him, but he does have an anomaly if you do. So from the location we just helped him, if you actually go down through the Death Meadow, you can find a dead Stalker's stash just down here. Now, the easiest way to actually get to it, you can see him down there, is to climb up on the cliff and then just sort of walk down here. And you'll see there's kind of like a cliff edge here, which you can kind of slide down on like so. And you won't take any fall damage like that. And the Stalker stash is literally just round this rock on the side here. And that's going to give us a bunch more vodka and ammunition there. If you carry along the beach, you actually find another guy who has a rifle and some ammunition as well. Jesus Christ. Did not know this guy was here. There we go. Get wrecked, son. You just have to watch out for where that blur is on your screen, and then you'll be able to kill him. So now I'm going to be showing you where to get the sniper in Stalker 2. So this is the lesser zone, and if we go ahead and zoom in, you can see S.T.A.L.K.E.R just here in the center of the map. But specifically to the north, we're going to find this big sort of abandoned compound here. And I'm standing right here on the north of this compound. It's called the Northern Checkpoint, and there's a broken bridge here, so you can't actually cross. And we want to go into this building entrance just here on the map. So you can see the big grey building over here, and there's a lot of traps in this building, so do take care when you come here. So this is the entrance to the building. You're going to want to save the game because there's a guy actually using the sniper rifle. You can hear that he is pretty scared of the people coming after him. Now, when you actually enter inside, you can see behind this big red barrel, there is a scaffolding. He's going to be standing up there with his sniper trying to shoot you. Don't run around the ground though, because there's a bunch of tripwires on the ground all over the place, tied to grenades and explosives. We should be able to see him. Oh, there he is. Boom, headshot. Okay, he's dead. And now we can get rid of these trip wires, like so. And you can see just over here at the staircase, they're tied to explosives. So just take your time walking over and get rid of all the trip wires, because they go all the way down the corridor too. And then you can just head upstairs. You can even just shoot him point blank if you do get past the tripwires. And this is Leshy. There's a little data slate here that said he fell in wrong with the bandits and now he's paranoid and they're after him. But we actually killed him, and this is the SVDM2. He also has a perfect durability pistol as well. But it's actually not as good as Skiff's pistol because Skiff's pistol is weightless, apart from any mods you add to it. But this is the SVDM2. It only has 29% durability, so we do need to repair it. But it is the most accurate sniper in the game, using 7.62 54mm ammo. Now, if I compare this sniper to the one we got in yesterday's episode, you can see that it does a hell of a lot more damage. The weapon itself has better penetration, and it's obviously highly accurate from a very long distance too. But we only have 10 rounds for it, so do bear that in mind. And then on the floor here, you also see he has an AKM-74S that's unrepaired. Not as good as the one we got in yesterday's episode because it doesn't have a scope. Also, when you do disarm these traps, you can pick up all of the grenades. That gives you tons of grenades. Now, once you've grabbed and repaired that sniper, there's another place you can probably take on now, which is just to the east of your current location, still north of S.T.A.L.K.E.R over here. But this little area is a encampment of soldiers. These guys will be friendly as long as you don't get too close. But if you do, you can just go ahead and kill them all. They have pretty decent loot on them, lots of ammunition, they're pretty well equipped, pretty much all using AKMs. But if you actually head on inside the building, in this room right here, you will find a high capacity PTM magazine, which is an upgrade for your pistol. So now instead of 8 shots in your magazine, you now have 12 instead. It does add to the weight a little bit, but it's really not a big deal. And then in this next room, you'll find even more 45 ACP ammo and a Viper 5 as well. Next, we're going to be going northwest from S.T.A.L.K.E.R and grabbing the Bandit Outfit. You can see I'm currently standing just at this compound right here on the map. And we're going to be walking along this pipe just here through this compound. You can see the lesser tower over there. And we're at the compound, but there's a little house here. And if you go inside, you'll actually be able to find yourself some more Stalker loot to grab. And then if you head outside, we can just walk along this pipe here. I'm going to use the right pipe. I'm just going to run along it. And you can usually run and jump up here if you just sort of angle it at the middle like so. Might take you a couple of attempts to get it right though. Here we go. There we go. We got up here. And then we can just hop down the other side like so. And we want to make our way down here to the staircase. There's sometimes bandits hanging around by the fire there, so do take care. We can just hop off the staircase like so, and this is the bandit encampment. And as you can see, there's tons of ammunition around here, so we're going to get the meds too. And then if we actually come down here, we can see another Stalker stash sign. Go down underground, put on our lights and head to the end. There's a couple of beer bottles. And this is the Stalker stash, but in this room, this is the more interesting thing. It seems like the bandits were kind of like hauled out here. You can find a bunch of food and meds on the table, just here. And then the bandit jacket is just here, along with loads of ammunition. And there's also a tablet that actually speaks about Zeshi, the guy who had the sniper. He took out a big bandit boss and it kind of explains the story. And if you were wondering, the bandit jacket is absolutely terrible. It is worth 17,000. It has pretty much no protection from the zone. Its physical protection is all right, but it's pretty much kind of like it's kind of like a British chav jacket, to be honest with you. Now, I'd recommend putting your actual armor on before you go outside because you're about to be ambushed by a bunch of bandits. I did try using the bandit jacket and they recognized me straight away. You can see him right there. He's already spotted me. Get wrecked. Oh my. Oh, a true anomaly. A true anomaly. Get wrecked, son. So if you pretty much just hold the entrance, you will eventually just get them all down. Wow, this guy has a GP37. It has a ridiculously high rate of fire, range accuracy, penetration, and damage. And if you were wondering, all these surrounding buildings do have loot. This one in particular has lots of ammo to get, so it is still worth looting them. Now, the next location we're going to go to is the Poppy Field, which has a related side quest with a missable unique weapon. that you can't get anywhere else in the game. There's also 3 Stalker stashes, and one of them actually has a silencer. Now the poppy field is located just over here in the northwest corner of the zone. However, before you actually come over here, you want to go to Zalicia and specifically go inside the hamster trader store where the gun merchant is. There you'll find Matai, who will give you a quest called the Poppy Field to go and get him his Orthodox icon back. So after you've got that quest, you're going to come all the way down the road here, and currently, as you can see, I'm in this small village before we even reach the poppy field. And when you actually arrive at this location, you'll see another stalker getting eaten alive by mutants, and you can kill those mutants, and after doing so, another stalker will come out of the house and said he actually locked his friend down to survive. Up to you how you deal with him, but after that, if you go back to the barn where the other stalker died, you can loot his PDA, and his PDA actually reveals another stalker stash just on the edge of the poppy field over here. So from where we looted his body just there, it is literally in the poppy field. You can see there's a couple of radiation signs around the shack, and if you read the PDA, it actually says in there that the reason they put the signs there was to keep out the rookies because they'd think it was irradiated. But if we go upstairs here, you're going to find their stash up here. And the stash actually has another TOZ-34 rifle with 100% durability and 4 shotgun slugs for it as well. And there's even more buckshots on the side here, so we actually have like 30 shots in total. We don't actually need them right now though. So instead, let's head outside. Don't actually go into the poppy field yet because it does make your character sleepy. In fact, if you go around the poppy field to this shack over here on the edge, you can speak to a gentleman who actually lives on the outside of the poppy field, and he will give you an offer. Now the best way to do this quest is to actually speak to Porimer just here.
What are you doing in the poppy field?
Tell him that you're helping a stalker on this quest. So you're going to have 3 options here. You can say, fine, I'll pay you 2,000 so he shows you where the location of the root cellar is, which is where the Orthodox artifact is hidden. Or you can say what kind of job, and he'll tell you to go and find all the bodies and basically loot them and give him the ammo and weapons. Or you can say I'll find it myself. Now I will show you how to find it yourself, but I recommend paying him 2,000 because otherwise there seems to be a bug where you can't get both quest rewards. And I'll show you a way to get both quest rewards, but it only seems to work if you pick that option. I've tried all 3. So let's pay him 2,000 and then he's going to tell us where the root cellar is actually located. So now you can see on the map, it's right here. But I'll show you where it is even if you didn't pay him. So now what we're going to do is if we look at the poppy field, we're going to open our map and zoom in. Now I'd recommend, and there's actually another stash to the north here, which we're going to grab. And then we're going to walk all the way around the back side of the poppy field just over here. But first, let's just run around this shack. And by the river, there should be another stalker stash hidden behind this little cliff section here. So we'll grab some more ammo and healing stuff, and then we can walk around the poppy field to the back. So as you can see, I'm standing right by the river, and we need to find this root cellar. So to find it, it's going to be located just where this patch of green is, in between the poppy field, right here in the center. We've got our energy drinks ready. You're going to need a few with you, and you want to save the game just here, just in case you do die. And then you can see that house, and we can see our green marker. That's literally where we're heading towards. So we're going to run in and try and avoid the petals if you can. And right here in the middle, we can see this is where the stash is. Let's go ahead and drop down. You can see we're currently standing here, and this is where the icon is located, literally in the middle of the field. So now we can grab the religious icon from this little basement down here. That's the only thing of value here. And now we're going to go and get this other stalker stash, which is located in this house just over here. So let's climb up. And it's just that house on the right there. We're going to run around the side here. We're going to pop an energy drink at this point. We're going to climb up this bit here. Might have to like go around the other side here. It's a bit awkward, the jumping in this game. Then we can jump across onto the roof. And now we can hop down. And the stalker stash is right here. And as you can see, there is a tactical pistol silencer inside. So let's go ahead and drink another energy drink. And if we actually go inside the house, get our weapon slicer out, we can get inside. There's some more energy drinks right here. And you're also going to find lots of bodies that you can loot. And some ammo just up the side here you can loot as well. And in the other room, there's also another dead stalker with some more ammo. Once again, we're going to have another drink so we don't die. And we're just going to run out of the poppy field in this direction, like so. So now we're safely out of the poppy field, and if we zoom in, you see we have an optional quest now to actually give him the Orthodox icon instead of taking it back. And he's actually going to give us a unique weapon for doing this, which you can otherwise miss. And there's actually an option to get both of the rewards for this quest. So let me show you how to do that now. And just so you know, there's two houses. We looted this one on the left. That one on the right does have a body on it as well. And I think there's like another little well in the middle there. You can loot some stuff off. Up to you if you want to go in and loot that too. Just make sure you have an energy drink in case you get sleepy. Just like being a gamer. Alright, so we're back at his house now, and let's go ahead and save the game before we talk to him. And then we can speak to him.
Why take that icon to Zalicia? Give it to me, and I'll give you a gun. Its former owner must have built it himself. You can't get stuff like this anywhere else in the zone.
So we're going to say, yeah, sure, we'll give it to you.
Here's the icon.
The zone is for folks who can put their own interests above those of others.
So now he's given us the unknown Stalker weapon, an AR-416 assault rifle found in the poppy field. It appears that the previous owner took excellent care of it, even though it has a durability of 10%, so you have to repair it. Now, the unknown Stalker rifle comes pre-upgraded with this module, which basically reduces recoil by 10%, so makes the gun more accurate. That's basically what this like handle thing is just here. Now, obviously, he currently has the artifact, so how do we solve this situation? Well, in true Stalker fashion, bullet to the head usually does the job. And now, as you can see, we can get his key. Pomor's key just here, and also the religious icon. So let's go ahead and grab that. It's actually worth a lot of money too. Then we can open this door and go into his little safe room at the back here. And if you loot that ammo, you also find his PDA, more energy drinks. Now, his PDA explains how he was taking advantage of those who succumb to sleep within the anomaly. And now he finds himself trapped in a dream from which he will never awaken. So it's almost like you're meant to kill him. But if we look in our journal, you can find Pomodor's map. And this actually shows you some of the bodies in the house and poppy field in case you want to go and loot them. But now we actually need to head back to Zalicia, and we need to finish off this quest. So here we are in front of the pub, and now we can head on inside and find him to finish off this quest. Wherever he is. Here he is at the back. Here's your icon. And there we go. You got 1,350 from here. Now, before you actually go to the next zone, you're going to need to complete the main quest in the lesser zone. And during the main quest, you'll go to a location called the Sphere to find somebody. And they're going to be in this room with all the electronics, and you'll get a cutscene here. Make sure that you don't forget to loot the extended magazine from the bedroom area. And also, if you come outside and around the corner here, you'll find the OZK Explorer's suit. It has a fantastic physical protection and a decent resistance too. But if you want to find the best gear in the next zone, check out this next video over here and subscribe for more Stalker 2 content. Thank you so much for watching this one.